talking with the experts.
Good morning and welcome to Talking with the Experts. My name's Rose Davidson from rosedavidson.com, and today my guest is Andrew Cominos. And Andrew's business is Surge That Results Guy, and his topic is why you need to focus on selling. And Andrew is the results guy and has helped hundreds of businesses double and even triple their business. He does this by helping them to focus on the right things and make sure that they generate real results. Andrew doesn't believe in teaching courses that just give information. Good morning, Andrew, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming on. How have you been?
Busy, more busy.
That's good. That's
great.
Good.
Really good.
Okay, so tell me why gaining leads is often not the issue, but the ability to capitalize on those leads is what makes the difference in a business.
Well, I think it's probably my biggest gripe is that everyone's, particularly when they start their business, the first thing they do is they want to focus on, how do I get more leads, right?
Yeah.
How do I get more leads? How do I find more leads? How do I build my website? How do I make myself an authority? But no one ever focuses on checking whether their packaging and their pricing is right, whether they're whether their product is viable in the way that it is packaged or priced, or viable at all. Do people want it? No one looks at how am I actually going to sell this stuff, and do people want to buy it? And if they want to buy it, how do they want to buy it? And so what I do is what happens is, because they don't look at that, they do all this marketing stuff and they get all these leads, and then they go, I'm not getting enough leads. I'm like, well, if you're getting 10 or 15 leads a week and you're only closing one of them or zero of them, that's probably why you're not getting enough leads. It's not just a numbers game, right? It's numbers and strategy. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay, so you've sort of alluded to the sales process and conversion. So how does one do that as a new business owner?
Well, the first thing for anybody is to write down, is to understand what you're actually doing. Is to unpack your own business. The biggest thing I find with most people is they have a lack of clarity over what it is they actually do. They're experts in what they do. So whether it be a life coach or a business coach or a masseuse or whatever, they're very good at what they specifically do. But what they don't have is clarity over their actual business. So what are they teaching? What are they physically giving to people? How are they changing this person's life in some way, or this person's business? And then, they don't, apparently we have a fly in here now. No, and then that's why you probably just saw like a little thing just fly past.
I didn't notice it, but never mind.
But how do you get but how then do you structure that message? What questions do I need to ask? What are the biggest problems that I'm dealing with for my clients, and how do I solve those? Right? So once you have that clarity and that understanding and you put it into a structure, right, then you start to develop the conversions. And the way to do that is through a lot of time and effort and sitting down and working on the stuff that maybe isn't so fun to work on, but is going to get you the best results in your business.
So what are those things that aren't so fun that they should be working on?
Clarity of what you're actually doing. So what's your learning process for your client? So what's the client learning journey, for instance, from start to end? When a client comes in, where are they at and where are you trying to get them to? And what's every step in between? You need to know that.
Okay, so what is the learning journey? Do you use a chart, a flow chart? What is the learning journey?
You can do it any way you like it. Like if you like flow charts, or you like, Post-it notes or whatever. But really, it's just a list. It's just a list of where people start and what they need to learn to get to what the ultimate outcome is of your program or your business, right? Because I mostly help coaches, business brokers, consultants, people like that. And it's all about getting to everyone's job is to take people to an ultimate outcome of some sort, right? Like for me, the ultimate outcome of what I do is people building a multi-six-figure income business, right? So not multi-six-figure just revenue, right? It's not just about your revenue, but it's actually about your profit as well. So it's about multi-six-figure business. And so whatever your ultimate outcome is for someone, okay, so when they come to you, where are they on average starting? So are they starting at the beginning of their business? Are they starting with no money? Are they starting, where are they? Right? And what's every step? It just as a list, step-by-step list from start to end of how do I get to my ultimate outcome?
Yep. Okay. So you've that is the lead. So how does someone? What's the difference? Okay, let me go back. What's the difference between a soft lead, a medium lead, and a hot lead? Okay, a cold lead, a warm lead, and a hot lead. Put it in those terms.
Well, the way I'm thinking about it is, it really is, I think that the thing that people don't realize is it's very dependent on your business, really, right? Depends on whether you're an e-commerce business, depends on whether you're a coach, a consultant, or anything else. But for coaches and consultants, because obviously that's who I mainly work with, specifically for coaches and consultants, a cold lead is going to be pretty much anybody, right? Anyone within your target market range, right? And you'll notice that I said target market range rather than ideal client, right? Because there's two things that we need to focus on. You're going to have an ideal client, right? That avatar, as people call it, that are your, the perfect person for you to work with, right? Here's the thing though, that doesn't mean you're not going to work with anybody else ever. It just means this is the person I am targeting. I'm targeting my ideal client, but I'm also going to have a range of people that I'm willing to work with. And so understanding a minimum and a maximum is really, really important. So a cold lead, it would be very much so someone who isn't aware of your business, right, at all, is not aware of you, but you are aware of them and they're within your client range, right? A warm lead would be someone who is now aware of you, probably a little bit interested, right? And then you will suddenly become aware of them, because that's the real big, that's the big thing, right? You'll notice with everything I'm saying is you need to be aware of the person, not just the person being aware of you, right? And so I always say that there are 4 steps when it comes to selling, and not the process of selling, but 4 steps of selling. Firstly, awareness. Is the person aware of you, right? Do you have awareness, right? The next one is access. Do you have access to that person? And then the third one is interest. Are they interested in buying your stuff? And the last one is the money. Do they give you the money? Here's the thing. The most important of all those steps is access. If you don't have access to that person, you can have all the awareness in the world. I know people that have 500,000 followers on Instagram and making no money.
Wow.
Because they have no access to the people. They haven't generated a way to get access, right, to those people. So it's really important to understand that you need access, not just awareness. And so you need to have access to the person. So it's about having a warm lead is not only do you have awareness, do they have awareness of your business, but you also have access to that person and they are interested. So you have access and interest.
Yeah. And
then a hot lead is you were just at the interest phase, right? There's no, like, you've got awareness, you've got access, they're very interested, you're in a meeting. That's, or they are keen to have a meeting. They're showing you a lot of buying signals. They want you to get them to buy.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess for a service-based business, I mean, that it would obviously be the same sort of process. It wouldn't be, just for coaches and consultants and whatever.
Yeah.
So the lead generation, so, do you have landing pages? Do you have, what types of ways can you have lead generation?
Well, I mean, lead generation, I think the biggest thing that people struggle with, when they're starting their business is they don't understand that 90% of all business these days is done online and 70% of that business is done on social media. Right. And so really your biggest lead generator is going to be social media, right? It's going to all types of social media. But the problem is that most people actually don't understand where they need to sit on social media. That they like so many people are like, oh, it's all about LinkedIn, or it's all about Facebook, or it's all about whatever my favorite social media is. No, it's all about where your customers are. It doesn't, who cares about what your favorite one is? You do the one that works for your business, right? So for instance, LinkedIn is going to be where a lot of business customers are, right? But if you're selling plants, for instance, well, be on Instagram, right? Because it's all about photos and looks, and that's perfect, right?
Yep.
If you're trying to become an authority in the life coaching space, well, then be on Facebook, right? It's about understanding where your clients are, and wherever they are, that's where you need to be.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yep. And I think people can't or don't differentiate between the three, really. I mean, what is your take on, using Twitter or one of those platforms as well?
I think Twitter is the be all, if that makes sense. Twitter doesn't matter who you are, you're going to have clients on Twitter. Right. There's going to be people on Twitter. Twitter is just very much so more. I don't use Twitter a lot, to be honest.
So I don't either. So that's why I'm asking.
As I said, I'm not the lead generation guy. I'm the sales guy. I'm the guy that makes you get money in the door. Right. But like for me, Twitter for me has always been very like conversational, in the moment sort of sharing, if that makes sense, rather than like you don't want it to sit for a long period of time.
No, okay, no, that makes sense. Sorry to put you on the spot there. That was
no, go for your life. Why would I come on here if I didn't want to be on the spot, right?
So tell me, I guess I know you're the results guy, and you've alluded to in several of the conversations that we've had previously. But tell me exactly what you do.
Well, I'm actually a sales results strategist. So I'm not just a sales strategist. I don't just talk about sales. Really what I do is I take coaches and consultants of all kinds from where they are now to multi-six-figure businesses, right?
Yeah.
And so it's about understanding that, how do you become a multi-six-figure business and generate a multi-six-figure income, right? Because I think the majority of businesses at this point, majority of coaches don't make any money, right? And the reason they don't make any money is because they get given all this information about build this website and do this on Facebook and create this. I mean, at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. None of it makes any ounce of difference if you aren't making any sales. And I often have people come to me after spending thousands and thousands of dollars on courses, and at the end of those courses, right, they're still making no money. And I'm like, well, that's because you're focusing on building this website or creating this thing or doing this thing, but you're not focusing on where are my customers? How do I get them to come in my door and give me money? Right. Yeah. And that's really the only focus that you need to have, because 80% of your business is sales.
Yeah. So since the lockdown and everything, you would have noticed obviously that more people are going online rather than offline. So what would be, I guess, advice to, the coaches that are moving more online because, of necessity?
Advice would be, you need to, I used to say shift, pivot, change, and adapt, but I mean, they're the four most common words in this day and age at the moment.
Absolutely. And, everyone's starting to hate them.
Yeah, I know, because that's what people say. But really, it's about understanding that, as much as you hate to hear it, you know what? It's actually about acceptance. That's what it's about. It's not about anything else. It's about acceptance. The ones that succeed, the coaches and consultants and people that are moving online that actually succeed in this day and age are the ones that have accepted that the world is different now. And it's not going to go back.
No.
It's going to go back a little bit, right? But it's like a medical exacerbation when you got a problem. You get hugely worse and then it goes back and then you get mostly better, right? And that's the whole idea is it's not going to go back fully to the way it was. You know, even me, I have had to try and force myself back into the habit of leaving the house, right? Because you sort of just get stuck in this mindset, oh, I can do it all online. I'll do it all online, right? But then that's also not good for this, right?
No, it's not. No.
So the whole idea is understanding that the world is accepting that the world has changed, and then really adapting to what you are seeing in front of you. You know, at this point, you know, just you know, I tell people all the time. I talk to my clients all the time, and I'm very tough on my clients, because I want to make sure they get results. You know, for me, it's by hell or high water, you will earn money, right? And I say to them, like, I'll say, you need to do X, Y, Z, right? Post a video every day, whatever it is. And they come back, they're like, oh, I did a couple of posts this week. And I'm like, unfortunately, that's just not good enough anymore. It's not going to work, right? They can't just be posting about anything, and you can't post once or twice a week.
No, you have to be consistent and you've got to be in people's faces all the time.
Correct. The people that are getting noticed aren't just the ones with different content anymore, but they're the ones with the most content, right? It's just there all the time, right? And I think, you know, if you want to get, you know, noticed in this day and age, one, you've got to be there all the time. But here's the main thing. You actually have to be targeting people as they are feeling through this period of time, right? So what price should you be charging based on this period of time? What message should you be putting out based on this period of time? And I think what happens to a lot of businesses in any period of time is they don't adjust year to year. And I say it's that often, year to year, because every year is different. Everyone's feeling different things. You know, next year might be the best year that the world has had in 50 years. We have no idea, right? We've had a few bad ones, so we probably deserve a good one, right? But it's definitely about, you know, adjusting as you move forward, and then adjusting all your processes to follow. But to do that, you first need to accept where we are.
Okay, so you were recently nominated or won an award. Tell us a little bit about that, Andrew, and congratulations.
Thank you. I won the bronze in the Stevie International Business Awards for Startup of the Year. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was cool. I suppose I went in, I applied, and a whole bunch of people applied, and you know, it's all based on results, I suppose. And when you have a 97% hit rate on your clients getting results, it's you know, but in saying that, I don't know, I was just happy that, you know, because I mean, you do this, you get into business because, you know, the three main reasons: one, you want to make a difference; two, you want to make money; and three, it feels good. Yeah. Right, to own a business, right? And you know, a lot of I think not enough business owners recognize the fact that they like recognition, right? It's nice to be recognized, and I just felt it was just a really good feeling of being recognized for the results that my clients were getting and how far the business has come in such a short
period of time. I saw your Facebook post. They were like, you were just over the moon, and you know, and so you should have been too, because you know, it's a big achievement to get a Stevie Award. It's not just something that's, you know, that are handed out to just anybody. So
no, so it was a hell of a process. Like, they want all these huge documents and figures and blah blah blah.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
Well done. All right, well, I guess that brings us to the end of our time. Have you got any more wise words, Andrew, that you'd like to impart to our people today?
You know what? I think I'm actually going to say something I've actually never said before. It just popped into my head. But if 80% of your business is sales, then 80% of your focus in your business should be on selling.
Well, you need to write that down.
That's all I got.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And I will talk to you again very, very soon.
All right. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you, Andrew.